Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I know on the last video I said that this was going to be a two-part series, and it is. I actually filmed it, lens cap. I actually filmed it all as one really long video and was going to split it in two purely because it was that long. What video am I talking about? I'm talking about the So You Want to Compete video. Rather than just giving you the second part of the video which I filmed, which was kind of disjointed and didn't really follow on from one another very well. So I'm going to film it separately. Plus I've got a lot of questions as well and a lot of really nice feedback from that video. So following on from the last one, again, all my views, so you need to bear that in mind if you're going to start a competition or you start prepping for a competition. Everyone has their own experiences. So following on from where I left off last time, I was talking about the costs of competition, and I went into it in a little bit of detail, but I want to go over it again in a little bit and be a little bit more specific, because I did get quite a few questions about costs and how much things do add up to. I think the first place that you need to start, really, when you start any kind of fitness, nutrition, lifestyle change, is the cost of foods. And as ridiculous as it sounds nowadays, and it is absolutely horrendous, but it is cheaper to buy an extra large bar of dairy milk than it is to buy a bunch of bananas sometimes. So you've got to factor in the cost of foods and actually what you're buying, where you're buying those foods from. Are you going to buy in bulk, which I strongly suggest it works out a lot cheaper, and also, you know, are you buying from a supermarket? Are you going to buy from your butchers? Are you buying frozen vegetables? Are you buying fresh? Again, little tip, it's cheaper to buy frozen, and obviously they last, so then you're not going through lots and lots of foods and wastage potentially as well. So you've got your cost of food, and when you get into prep, those things have to be spot on, so you're going to be spending more money, especially on meats as well, because meats nowadays is really expensive too. Then you've got the cost of coaching. I strongly suggest you get a coach if you don't know what you're doing yourself. So that can be anything from, I don't know, people charge different things. £50 a month. Believe it or not, when I first started out, and this is going to shock a lot of you, or it might not, I don't know, but yeah, when I first started out and I found my first ever coach, I was paying £350 a month. Mum and Dad, if you're watching, you didn't hear that. I had an amazing year, but yeah, soon adds up, and obviously on top of your house bills and everything, that just didn't last. So find a coach, one, that you get along with, two, that knows what they're doing, and three, that is affordable for you. Obviously, technically you would pay for quality, but that's not necessarily true. I think some coaches do it because they love it. I know with my clients, I could quite easily bump my prices up and charge a lot more. I choose not to, and I'm not in the top price range bracket of coaching people for fitness and weight loss, because I like to have that personal approach and I like to get along. So yeah, coaching, scout around, keep it within your budget, but also be aware that you are, to some extent, paying for what you get, I guess. Gym membership fees, again, you know how much gym membership fees are. I don't know anyone that just trains in one single gym. You get bored, you're going to think you're going to be training 5-6 days a week, so you're going to want to go to different places. So you've got travelling fees, and you've got gym membership fees, you've got classes if you go to that. You then got posing. Now posing, again, everyone charges different. You're looking at around £40 an hour, depending on where you go and who you see. I strongly suggest everyone should have posing, because that is what's going to make or break you. Then get into competition, my favourite bit. You've got travel costs to posing, so never forget about your petrol as well. And obviously if you don't drive, you're going to have your train fees or paying someone else to take you. and then your bikini or competition suit. You can make competing as cheap or as expensive as you want, as you can afford, but again, you're paying for quality. So if you're wanting just your bog standard bikini, then, you know, yeah, you could pay £100. You're not going to get much for it. I'm so fortunate to be sponsored by Sammy Manzi and Sparkling Sapphire, so luckily now I don't have that extra cost, which is such a massive weight off my shoulders. But when I first started, I did pay for my bikinis. Again, depending on whether you want Swarovski stones or not, depends on how they're going to shine on stage. Coverage, different federations require different blinginess. I know that's not a word, but if you compare like WBFF to UKBFF, WBFF is so flashy, in your face, absolutely beautiful costumes, not just bikinis, and I know they do, I think, 2 or 3 different classes as well, like 2 or 3 different rounds. So you would have like your bikini, and then I think a theme wear round, and then like a nightgown-ish. So depending on which theme, which federation you choose, you're going to have all that cost as well. You've got your shoes, £30 minimum, I would say. Upwards, again, you can bling those up, so that's going to be extra costs on top of your shoes for the actual stones. Then you've got tan. So UKBFF as standard, you would go £50 per tan. If you're having your makeup done, £40 ish at least per makeup. Same for your hair, so £40 for your hair. If you can do it yourself, I would. If you don't know what you're doing, please get someone else to do it, because it can make or break you. You've then got travelling costs to your competitions. You have entry fees, at least £10. If you're going international, that can bump up. I think Barcelona, I think it was €150 to enter. And remember, you're not getting anything back from this until you're at pro stage as well, so it literally is just doing it because you enjoy it. So entry fees, you've then got hotel fees, and I know someone asked, they said they thought that the UKBFF would sponsor or pay for their competitors to actually compete in the international competitions. That's not necessarily true. It completely depends where you place in which competitions as to whether or not they will pay or part pay for you to take part in that competition. As a kind of example to this question I said I got my invite to the Amateur Olympia in Barcelona last year, which was international, because I placed second at the Amateur Olympia, which was in Liverpool the year before. So I placed second in an international competition, but it wasn't sponsored or part sponsored by the UKBFF. Now, if you placed first in the UK Nationals or in the English Grand Prix last year, as far as I know, they at least got part sponsorship towards travel costs and their entry fees as well, so it completely depends. UKBFF do spend a lot of money on athletes and sending them to different countries as well, so like I say, if you really can't afford something, look for those competitions where you know that it's going to be part paid and aim to win, I would suggest. What else have we got? Supplements. If you're taking supplements, you've got costs of those. Again, it can bump up per month. You're talking protein powder maybe, you've got omega-3s, I don't know, vitamin D, CLA if you take that. So many different things. Say at least £50–60 a month for that as well. I'm trying to add all this up in my head and make sure that I'm not actually forgetting anything along the way. So what have we covered? Coaching, posing, food, supplements, bikini, tan, hair, makeup, travel costs, hotels where you go and stay, competition entry fees, shoes, bling if you want extra bling. I said tan, hair and makeup, didn't I? Yeah, I think that's kind of the general overview. Oh, also remembered, you've got jewellery, so when you're on stage you don't have to wear jewellery, it does look really nice and it stands out. So earrings, bracelets, cost of those again, as cheap or as expensive as you want to make it. Claire's Accessories is a good place to go. But if I think of anything else, I will pop it on screen here right now. So I hope it's been informational for you, and I hope that you've made your mind up. I hope I've helped you to make your mind up one way or another. Like I said before in the previous one, this is all my views. Everyone is entitled to their own view, and everyone will have different experiences as well. So please don't jump on, if I've got something wrong. Just write it in the comments below, because I would really like to know everyone else's experiences as well, especially different federations, because like I say, I just compete with UKBFF and IFBB. So it'd be nice to see how things compare from federation to federation as well. But yeah, I'm saying a lot as well. I'm going to try and edit all the out, I think. I should do a tally. I'm going to stop rambling because this video is already like 15 minutes long. So if you have enjoyed it, as always, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more kind of informationally content, then let me know as well. Subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!